Hey everybody, this is Mia and you're watching my channel Select Pages. So today I want to come to you guys with a book review. I just finished and I know I'm like super late on this bandwagon here, but I just started reading the series and I could not put it down, okay? There are tons of other videos on here about the first two books in this series, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump into the third because that's the one I just finished reading, and that is Cress from the Lunar Chronicles series. And I gotta say, like, by far, this one here has been the best one in this series. And like I said, and so far, I'm absolutely loving it. But this book right here, I could not put down. Just jumping right into the review, we meet Cress here, who is a lunar chick, but a serious hacker also. And she's working with Sybil and Lavania, you know, keeping an eye on the us earthlings, making sure that we don't gain too much power and everything like that. So she's living in this satellite for the past, I think it was like 7 years, and she has no human contact with anybody whatsoever. But come to find out, she's the one who sent, what's her name, Cinder, the message about Lavania's plans to try to take over Earth. From the jump, I liked Cress. I thought she was a very believable character. The fact that she had no real human contact for 7 years, and she managed to keep her sanity was just awesome by creating the computer program Little Cress. I thought that was also pretty smart and different within a book series in itself. So they get the Cinder and her crew gets the message that, you know, Cress is in need and she needs rescuing, and they decide to go ahead and go try to rescue her. And of course, it wouldn't be a great series if something didn't happen. So while they're trying to rescue her, they, if I remember correctly, they bump into Lavania and her crew. No, I'm sorry, Sybil and her crew. And within all of this, we have Thorn, who loses his eyesight trying to rescue Cress, and then we have Scarlet, who is kidnapped, and then even within the mix of everything, we have this other lunar, one of the lunar guards, Jason, who is pretending that Cinder is mind controlling him, but he's really not, and I think he winds up shooting Sybil, but he was never even really brainwashed, so that's pretty cool to see how that develops. They got to all of that. They get out of there. They wind up in Africa, of course, where Dr. Erling is, and they meet up with him and devise this plan that they have to go get Emperor Kai and convince him not to marry Lavania, which is like destined to happen like within the next day or two, or probably even a couple of hours. So while Cinder and everybody else is over there with Dr. Erling in Africa trying to figure this out, we have Cress and Thorn, who was lost in the desert, trying to figure out how to get back in touch with Cinder. And from that standpoint, we see how Cress just interacts with Thorn. She thinks she's in love with him. She's been researching this guy for like the whole time she's been up there. And I really think that it's going to be crucial in their relationship, because we can obviously see that they probably will end up together. And I think it's supposed to be one of those like character developments where Thorn really grows to love someone, not just for their looks or because he's very charming or something like charismatic, but you know, he has to kind of rely on her to help him get out of this situation without him still losing his quirkiness. And I have to say, as a side note, that Thorn is probably my favorite character in this series by far. And I know he's supposed to kind of be like the tension breaker, the sarcastic one, the goofy sidekick, as they would say, but he just seems so, he's believable without being obnoxious to me, and one of those like eye rolling, you know, like, oh, what a lame joke that was. I think he was really believable. Also, on top of that, side note is I heard in a lot of reviews that everybody thought Cinder wasn't a believable character in this series, and I have to say I thought that she was too. I mean, we got these, to my understanding, these kids are supposed to be like 15, 16-year-olds, and you got like Cinder, I think she's like supposed to be like 15, and you know, she finds out that she's actually Queen Selene, and she's supposed to rule Luna, and she doesn't even have any idea what's going on, but yet she still knows that she has to do something to do this right. Even Emperor Kai, he's about the same age too, and he's thrust to be an emperor, and I mean, at least he knew what his destiny was, but the fact that he's jumped into this and he has no choice, and he's about to marry Lavinia because he thinks that's what's best for his country, is, I think anybody in that situation would make rash decisions and hope that they're doing the right thing. But anyway, I just wanted to just throw that in there just as believable characters in a series, because like a lot of people would say, oh my god, like why did Cinder make such a stupid decision, or why that plan was so stupid, of course they would have gotten captured. And I'm reading like, well, I mean, it's not like she's a military strategist person. She is like half machine, and she's just doing what she thinks is the right thing to do, and she only has a short time to do it. But anyway, as getting off story here, they all eventually do meet back up, and Cinder has this plan, to hack into the Emperor's wedding, shut down their security system and cameras and all of that. And the plan is to basically kidnap Emperor Kai, which they successfully do, which I thought the plan was just like real cool. If they make a movie out of this book, that is definitely the scene I want to see. They got Cress hacking into the security systems. You got Wolf going all bad ass on them, just like fighting and everything. You got Cinder and I don't know if I'm saying it right, Ico, they're masquerading as the droids and taking out guards in their way and everything. And even Thorn, even in the midst that he is blind now, he still can work a weapon, which is still pretty cool, pretty awesome to me. So they, Emperor Kai and Cinder finally have the moment where they meet up again, and instead of it being all, oh my god, Cinder, I love you, where have you been? It's like, what the hell, Cinder? Like, you just can't storm in here. And they're like literally sitting there arguing about what's going on. And during the whole time, Cinder is like, look, we can discuss this later. I need to come and get you, and we need to get the hell up out of here, okay? And you have Kai's, like his like representative, gosh, for the love of me, I can't now remember his name right now. He's all like, you can't go with her, and who do you think you are? You can't take him. And she has no choice but to use her mind control powers on him, just pretty much get him to shut up and just let her do what she needs to do, which I thought was pretty cool. But then in the end, without her physically breaking his will, the complete mind takeover, he's kind of like, all right, if he trusts you, or if he did all of this to try to find you, and you know how to stop all of this, then by all means take him. But if for whatever reason, if anything happens to him, he's coming after Cinder. Is that foreshadowing anything? I don't know. Like I said, I haven't gotten to reading Winter yet. Oh, the main thing. So they get Kai, they get the hell about town, right? So in the midst of all of this is happening, Scarlet, who was, like I said, captured by Sybil and Lavinia and all of them, she's in this dungeon. I think this is like the last part of the book. So she's in the dungeon, and we finally meet Winter. And at first sight, in Winter turns out to be, well, in my opinion, like this really weird kind of, like, I don't know, is she kind of all there? Is she bugging or what? Because she's talking to Scarlet like she's like one of her pets or dolls, or I even think she does like call her a pet, like, oh, you're my new pet. And I think she had like a pet wolf or something also in the dungeon with them. I had to read it a couple of times, but I pretty much got the gist of it. And she in turn, she's asking about Jason, and the only thing Scarlet knows is like, look, we was attacked, and you're Luna, and I don't trust Lunars, and all that mess. But right before Winter leaves, she gives her like some candy, and Scarlet eats it, and she's like, all the pain she was feeling because they had I think they had like chopped off one of her fingers or part of her finger before they threw her in there. She was like, she didn't feel the pain anymore. So obviously Winter has some real good magical gift thing going. So with all of that being said, I am just super excited to read Winter. Like I said, I just picked it up, and I haven't started it yet. I'm supposed to be finishing this other book, but I'm just super excited to start reading it, and then I'll give my review as a whole for the whole series. But I mean, I think so far, I'm sorry, I keep looking over there because my bunny is eating the Christmas tree. But anyways, I give Cress. It was an awesome book, 5 out of 5 stars. I cannot wait to start Winter and finish up this series and give you my reviews on that, okay? So with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time in the next video, okay? Bye.